Hello, everyone. I am just beyond thrilled and excited to share one of seriously my favorite people. You've become one of my favorite people, a sacred soul sister in my life, a woman who inspires me on a daily basis and teaches me constantly, the beautiful Kelsey Abbott. Thank you,
Thank
Kelsey.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Just to
you
give you
so
guys
much for the introduction.
just to give you guys a background about how awesome she is. I'm going to read from her bio because it's amazing, the work that you've done and what you've created and how you serve and work with clients. Kelsey Abbott is a confidence coach and instigator of joy. She's a writer, speaker, and host of the Own Your Awesome podcast, which if you guys have not downloaded that yet, do it. Go to iTunes immediately. I was so excited to chat on episode 2, but it's really just an inspiring podcast that you've created, and I'm a fan. So go to iTunes and check that out, guys. She helps women break free from the beliefs that are holding them back and helps them step into their own unique greatness. She helps athletes master their minds, reconnect with their why, and embrace joy as they reach their highest potential. And I also want to add that you help people feel seen, because you do that for me all the time. Yeah. You just see people, you see who they are beyond the exterior, beyond the struggle, beyond the mess. You really see to the heart of every soul that you meet. So just adding that to your bio for you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. I do. And I feel like actually, yeah, that is, I see people, sometimes people don't really like being seen, but I see people much like you do, Meg.
Thank you. Well, we do that for each other, which is why it's such a powerful relationship.
It's true. I really believe that we're all here to inspire each other. Like the most powerful relationships are when we completely see each other and when we inspire each other.
Yeah.
That's why I love you so much.
Ditto. And that's, these sisterhood relationships, these soul relationships, they're really opportunities to co-create and to learn and to grow together and expand together, and to support each other, because there are ups and downs for all of us. There are challenging moments that we go through that we need a little lift. And then there are moments when we're feeling really inspired where we can offer that support and wisdom to others. And so you do that for me on a daily basis and many other people. So I just thank you for that.
Thank you. You do the same for me.
Well, and I want, just because I am so inspired, garbage truck. It's LA trash day, guys. But I'm really so inspired about how you got here, because your journey has been really fascinating just from the tidbits that I've learned from you. And I'd love for you to share, what kind of brought you to this place in your life? What were the key nuggets?
Okay. So as I'm thinking about this, I'm like, wow, we could start at like day one.
Yeah.
Like
Kelsey is born.
like actually even before that, like I was born before I was supposed to be. It's like, I heard that I was supposed to be born in November and I was like, I'm going to come earlier than that.
I love it. Not wasting any time in this life experience.
No, I got things to do. Let's get going. And being told like, no, you can't do that. Basically, she won't be here early. Yeah, watch me.
I love it.
But I think, my whole childhood was spent being different.
Yeah.
I had learning disabilities. I was tall. I was never I don't think I was actually ever the tallest girl in my class until college, maybe. And then I'm not so sure I was. But, I was always the tall girl, or the one who couldn't read yet, or I just felt different always. And so I spent so much of my childhood just trying to fit in, and I'd lean in, try and fit in, and then feel icky and try and figure it out again. And so I was really shy as a kid. I think just trying to figure out where I belonged and if I wanted to belong, and just, I guess, who I was. Um, I used to in elementary school, I'd walk down the hall just being like, I hate myself, hate
Oh,
myself. Like I just,
my heart.
because I wasn't like the other kids, and it
Yeah.
seemed so easy for them just to be who they were. And
Mm.
again, I just didn't fit in. And then it probably through sports, through moving my body, I started to find my groove. And rode that through high school and college. In college, again, I didn't fit in. They were like, I'd go to the college counselor or the career counseling office, and they're like, do you want to be a teacher? No. Do you want to be, all the athletes were recruited for investment banking?
Oh,
Do you want to be in
interesting.
investment banking? Oh no. Absolutely not.
No.
So again, I was kind of kicked out of there, told to, figure it out on your own. So I did follow, I was really interested in behavior. So I studied animal behavior. I studied dolphins. I was a marine mammal scientist for a while. And I ended up in an office doing that, an office in DC where people wore suits and where I did everything in my power to avoid wearing a suit.
That seems so counterintuitive, by the way, to be
yes,
right.
yes, yeah, to be in a cube, to be a marine biologist and sitting in a cube wearing suit-like clothes, and I felt trapped. I felt so trapped. And I thought the whole thing was kind of funny at first until it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh my God, get me out of here.
Yeah.
And I remember looking around at my coworkers, and I remember the day I realized, oh, they all like this. They all, like, this is their thing. And I was like, no, I gotta go. So I was finally offered a big promotion, and I turned it down and I quit.
Wow.
And that's when we moved to Maine and just tried to figure out what to do from there. And then I got into science writing, did that for a few years, and got into personal training and coaching. And that's where I realized that I love people so much. And I love watching them surprise themselves. I taught this class to high school girls, and I'd have them do push-ups. I'd have them do 10 push-ups, and I wouldn't really I wouldn't nitpick on them when they were doing their push-ups. So some of them did 10 on their toes and were total champs from day one. Others would I'd say do them on your, do as many as you can on your toes and then drop to your knees. And I still remember the day Libby, who was super quiet, and one day she just jumped up and she said, I did all 10 on my toes. And it was like the first time she'd ever really talked in the class.
Yeah.
And I still get chills thinking about that.
Such a breakthrough moment.
Such a breakthrough moment. Such a moment of empowerment.
As someone who still does push-ups.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at all. It was just like she'd been quietly working on this.
Yeah.
The whole time, just on her own. No one was like, okay, now do 3 on your toes. Now do 4 on your toes. No, she was doing it all on her own.
Yeah.
And that's where I just realized that this is my passion. And that's when I discovered life coaching. Went to IPEC, became a certified professional coach, and I've just been finding my way ever since. But while I do, knowing that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, I am serving the world exactly as I'm supposed to be right now.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that, because I think we're always trying to get somewhere, and every stage of where you get to there's going to be another place along the way. We're just walking the path. And so the fact that you can claim that and own that and practice that of I'm exactly where I need to be is so powerful, because oftentimes we're judging where we are.
Yeah.
And judging who we are and feeling the weight of the expectation of I should be here, or this isn't good enough, or it was supposed to be like this. And so for you to claim that and accept that is just incredible.
I feel it in my body. And I think back to when I was in that cube as a marine biologist, just being like super antsy all day. I would watch the clock more than I ever did in school.
Yeah.
You know, just does anyone want coffee? I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
Like something, or we've got a meeting. Okay, it's only 3 of us. We're going to walk while we meet. And that was a crazy idea for the people there. But I was like, no, we're going to move. And it's sunny out. We're going outside.
Yeah.
But just like every day I was kind of like, oh, like I'd worked my hours so I could get more free time. It didn't feel right. I was always rushing for something, like rushing to get more hours in so that I could have more freedom on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And now I wake up just like, this is a strange way to describe it, but I feel like I'm completely in my body now. Like when I wake up, I am one, as opposed to just kind of like trying to catch up to my body.
Can you talk more about that? Because I feel like a lot of the world is so disconnected from their body. We're in our heads, we're thinking about the future, we're thinking about the past, we're moving, we're shaking, but we're not grounded and centered and embodied within our being, which causes so much anxiety and causes so much pain. So can you talk about that process of how you got there?
Yeah, well, kind of. I don't actually know how I got here. I think it's just from doing it. Well, it's from being completely authentically me.
Yes.
For standing in my truth, for maybe not always saying if it's a, you know, if it doesn't need to be said,
Right.
in certain situations, but in knowing, oh, that's not for me. When somebody says something that's just like, oh, that's not my opinion. I think it's in finally knowing. I think it's the same things that I would say when I was in elementary school saying I hate myself. It's like now knowing that's me. That I am unique. There's no one else like me. And I'm really grateful for that. Whereas before I hated that. You know, I just wanted my name to be Jessica. Something that people could pronounce. It was called Chelsea and Elsie and Kesley and Kelly a lot through my childhood.
Yeah. But I mean, that just brings tears to my eyes of going from that place of I hate myself to I am so glad I'm me.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that is what it's all about, of getting to that place. Because if you can get there, then life just opens up for you, and it has for you. It's been magical, and what you've created and what you've done and what you've experienced is a result of you just owning 100% who you are and what brings you joy and what is your truth and what is not your truth.
Yes. Thank you once again for seeing me, sister. Thank you.
Of course. Of course. So I want to talk about, because you have one thing that I think, and we were talking about this earlier, that is so inspiring about you is that you have gotten to these moments in your life where you realized this isn't where I'm supposed to be, and this isn't in alignment with who I am, and this is not jiving at all. Like, I have to leap. I have to make a change. And I think what stops so many people from leaping is because they don't know what's on the other side of that. They hate where they are, but it's at least something that they know. And there's such a fear around the unknown. And what if I take this step and I don't even know what it looks like? I can't even predict that. I can't anticipate it. Can you talk about how you leap just so willingly, even if it scares you?
It does scare me. Of course it scares me. I'm human, but I love it.
Right.
I remember, so when I quit my job in DC, everyone came up to me and was like, they're like, you're so brave. I don't think I could do that. I was shocked that people were saying this. Like, I had not seen this as a big deal at all.
Yeah.
I don't like my job, so I'm quitting. And they're like, well, so what are you going to do? I'll figure it out. Like, I was really passionate about people and communication and science.
Yeah.
I was going to figure it out. And it actually never scared me, but it was, as soon as people told me I would never have the guts to do that, that I was kind of like, huh. Interesting. Okay, I guess I get that. When we, and yet on the other side, when we sold our house so we sold our house in Maine last September.
Yep.
And we've been nomadic ever since.
So that's been a year.
Yes. Yeah, it's almost exactly a year since we closed. We closed on September 21st.
Incredible.
When we put that for sale sign up, so our original plan was to move to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
To Jupiter, Florida. And we got down there and we're like, this isn't it. We just felt called to roam. And so that's what we did. But the moment we put that for sale sign up, that was what I call a holy shit moment. I'm like, whoa, what are we doing? Like,
yeah.
First of all, we've never sold a house before. Do we have any idea what we're doing? No.
Yeah.
And second of all, most people, when they sell a house, they know where they're going. Like, not only do they know the city and town, or the town that they're going to, and the state that they're going to, but they know they already have a house figured out.
Right.
At the very least, they know exactly what neighborhood they want, and they know it'll just take a few weeks to get the house of their dreams. And we were like, none of that. We have nothing. But we do have a camper.
Yeah.
A very small camper. So instead of renting a house, we've been like, we'll hang out in the camper. And thank God that's what we thought, because then we ended up just living in it for a year, which has been amazing. And has been another whole series of leaps.
Yeah.
Because as we've traveled, we've been like, oh, we want to live here. Oops, no, we don't. And like bouncing from place to place, kind of looking for where we want to live. And yet trying not to get too attached to the idea of wanting to live in a certain place.
Yeah.
And then times of like, I have no idea where we're going to live. Just complete uncertainty. And for me, I think there are 2 times that I had moments of like, seriously, where are we going to live? Like, are we ever going to find someplace? Like, I just want the ease of knowing where I can ride my bike. Yeah. Knowing where the good grocery store is, the best time to go, just the ease of living in one place. A lot of things that we don't think of. And sometimes the ease of not living in a camper, because everything takes longer in a camper. And so I'd go through that usually would last like 24 hours. And then I'd lean into I love that I have no idea what's next. Yes. Because for me, it's kind of like opening an advent calendar, which I love.
I love that too. It's so much fun.
And I don't like the chocolate ones. I'm not in it for the chocolate. I'm in it for the pictures. And the more glitter, the better. Yeah. I don't know if they still make those like old school ones, but those are my favorites.
The vintage ones? I know.
Yeah.
Those are great. Yeah. Although I don't mind the chocolate ones either. Some of them are, the chocolate is kind of disappointing, but that's a side.
Yeah, it is a side note. It's a side note. I hold on to the dark chocolate. My husband gets all the rest. But really, I'm more excited about the pictures. But that's what the whole adventure has felt like. Like we go someplace, like I'm so excited. People were like, "Oh, you're going to Alabama? Like, what's in Alabama?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Isn't that awesome? Like, we're gonna go explore." And by the way, it was absolutely beautiful. Amazing. I just love discovering places for the first time. Going someplace, like the people are like, "What's so exciting about going anywhere?" And it's just, I've never been there before. Right. So I get to explore. I get to discover it. I get to meet new people.
What I love about that too is like your willingness to just see things with a fresh set of eyes instead of having an expectation or a judgment before you go there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because a lot of times we have like, an idea which creates a judgment about where we're going. And for you to just be like, I don't know what it's going to be. and I'm just open to it. I think you receive so much more out of that experience, right?
Absolutely. The few times I have had expectations, like as much as I can stay free of expectations for the rest of my life, that would just be great. Because when we have expectations, if something doesn't live up to your expectations, boom, you're disappointed, you're frustrated, you're angry, you're stressed. Like that's where it comes from. The difference between our expectations, in other words, the story that we've already created, and reality.
Ding dang, sister. Brilliant.
Don't create the story. Just be open to what is and discover it along the way.
I love that.
I feel like that's if you want to be happy in your life, try that. Try just being open.
We're done. No, but I mean, it really is. It's about, like, I think we add so much more struggle with the expectation and with the story. It's like we could just be in the experience and open to what's happening and unfolding and see something really miraculous. So I would love to know, what has been some of the miraculous things that have come from you just being open?
That's a big question. It's a good one too. Certainly. Well, like finding that beauty in Alabama was one thing.
Yeah.
Finding, it's interesting. So places we visited that people told us, you're going to love this. This is where you want to live. Again, it's their expectation, but we kind of buy into it, and it never lives up to expectations. Whereas other times, well, actually this whole adventure, as soon as we put our house on the market, we were like, or before that, we were like, we are definitely not living in Florida. We were definitely living in like North or South Carolina. I don't know why we were so definite. And then the adventure started, and we took off in the end of January, and we were in Georgia, and it was freezing. So we were like, let's go south. And we went to the Jacksonville area. It was still freezing. So we were like, all right, we just like looked at the weather map and where there were campgrounds.
Yeah.
And chose the place that had the warmest weather.
I love it.
And then we're like, hey, wait a second. It's really nice here. Yeah, we don't want to live in Florida. Wait, maybe we do. Do we want to live in Florida? Just that complete openness and feeling, well, sorry, I got two ideas at once. So one is that openness, that complete zero expectation that leads me to feel like, you know, if I go into something knowing this isn't it, it will be it. Whatever that means. But then also the way this adventure worked for us is we just started feeling pulled to certain places. Like, I have no idea why. Yeah. But let's go here. Like, let's go. And I feel like every single time I found like the reason I was supposed to go there. We went to Asheville, North Carolina, which is beautiful. It's like it's a nest. It's surrounded by mountains. And the weather was gorgeous. The mountains are really pretty. There was some really pretty trail runs to do there. And then for my birthday, I gave myself a massage, which turned into an acupuncture appointment, turned into like the most intense bodywork experience of my life. Wow. And I feel like that's why we were supposed to be there. Yeah. It was for that experience. And then she told me that she was like, some people, like, they feel very comfortable and like kind of cozy here with all the mountains surrounding them. Some people feel trapped. And a few days after that, I was like, yeah, we got to get out of here. Yeah. We got just out. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like as we travel, and this doesn't just have to do with travel, but like everything we experience in our life, like if we just listen to where we're being pulled, which is so hard to do when we have a regular routine. Right. But just listen to like, well, when do I want to do that? What do I want to do at this time? There's always like oh, that's why I'm here. Yeah. Thank you. Like yesterday I had a track workout to do. And I went to do it in the morning, and I stepped on, like, literally 1 foot on the track. The sky was gray. I knew it was going to rain. 1 foot on the track, and this huge crack of thunder came. I was like, okay. I turned around, went home, rearranged my schedule, and then went back at like 5 o'clock at night. And while I was there, the field hockey team was practicing. And at the end of their practice, they split off into pairs and just sat down with each other in the wet turf. And at the end, I finished at the same time the coach was cleaning up. And so I asked him, what was up with that at the end of the practice? And he was like, they meet at the end of every practice for accountability and prayer.
That's incredible.
Exactly. I was like, so that's amazing. Does every team do that? He was like, I don't know. But they imagine at the end of each day, meeting one-on-one with one person who sees you, who knows your dreams and your goals, holds you accountable for them.
Yeah.
Calls you on it, supports you.
Yeah.
Loves you. I want to make that reality for everyone.
Well, and you do that. That's which is so brilliant.
So thank you for that thunderstorm that led me to go back later in the day and witness that and be completely inspired by it.
Yeah. And I think so many people could look at that as an inconvenience or, just something that ruined their day. And you look at it as, oh, this is a divine miracle. There's something miraculous about this.
Yep. Absolutely. Because we have that choice.
Right.
We can either like stomp our feet and be like, that's not fair. That's not the way I wanted it to go. Or be open to like the opportunities that it presents us with.
I love that.
I can rework my schedule. I can come back later. I'm lucky enough that I do have space in my schedule at the end of the day to come back.
But you've also created that because you've chosen yourself 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have chosen space 100%. I love my spaciousness.
Girl, I'm with you. Us empaths need that space.
Big wide space.
The other thing I want to talk about is play, because it's something that we talk about, you and I, but I just think you do it so well. And especially with things that maybe challenge us. Like you're an athlete, so you are constantly training and really, I don't want to say pushing your body, but challenging your body to its limits and to really expand its ability to like grow and be at your ultimate potential within your bodies. But I know for me that can feel like work, or that could feel hard, or I can get caught in the struggle. So how do you bring play to that? How do you bring play to your life? But that's just like one example of how I can get stuck.
Yeah, well, my first answer is what just came up for me is when it does feel like work for me, I realize it's because I'm not present.
Ooh, love it.
Because it's like when I'm doing my physical therapy exercises that I have a moment of like, I just want to be done with these, or I want to be doing something else.
Yes.
Or, I often do them like, I do them first thing in the morning, and then I do them before I go to bed. And sometimes I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
When that flash of like, I don't want to be here, then it becomes like, I have to do it. And there I am in this like, woe is me, life happens to me mindset. Right. And I seem to catch myself pretty much every time that happens and remind myself, no, I get to do this. I'm getting stronger. I'm taking care of my body. And then really like, it's kind of a challenge. Like, can I do it better?
Yeah.
Can I do it? I don't know. When I'm moving my body, I am, and this is what I find for me personally, when I'm in my body, I'm 100% present. When I'm I'm 100% heart driven.
Yeah.
When I'm completely in my body, that's where I'm in flow. I'm not paying attention. I'm not self-conscious. I am, you might say like I'm in my own lane. I don't care what other people are doing around me. It's play. It's movement. It's joy. And I'm so grateful. I mean, I've had times in my life, I've had a lot of injuries and illness when I haven't been able to play.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I can, that my body allows me to move, that my body allows me to try new things.
Yeah.
That my body's up for the challenge of doing something differently. And that my body tells me, well, I'm usually grateful for this, but sometimes not. My body tells me exactly what it wants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is, yes, a gift and an annoyance.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people, I understand, don't hear it so clearly.
Right.
My body is like, hey, over here. We got a problem.
Pay attention.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, are you really okay? Yeah, we're fine. Just wanted you to look.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, just that intuitive connection that you have with yourself. But the presence that's really powerful because we're in the story of what it is rather than just being in the experience of witnessing the growth, witnessing the expansion, witnessing how far can I stretch this? How, where's the boundary? Can I breathe into it even more? Can I expand into it even more? That's really cool. That's helpful.
Our bodies, in a way, I think, are just like, they're a toy. We get to play with them. We get to see what they can do. Which way do I bend? Can I do that? Can I bend backwards? Can I bend forwards? Can I move my legs faster? What if I do it by engaging this muscle? Just checking in, and even if I'm having a day where I'm like, ooh, feeling a little sluggish today.
Yeah.
Like, where am I feeling the sluggishness? Is it an overall energy? Is it because of what I just did before this? Did I set myself up for this? Is it just like one arm feels funny? Is it my form, my technique, or is it like a whole body thing? Is it because I'm not really here?
Yeah. And just being able to do that, to do those check-ins, because I think a lot of times we're just going through the motions and then all of a sudden our body comes in with like a massive flu that takes us out for a week, or an injury or something, and we're forced to stop.
Mm-hmm.
When along the way, and sometimes we just need that. Sometimes we just need to be like taken out for a second.
Yes.
To just stop and slow down. But I think just being able to check in along the way, it's really an act of love of like, how am I loving myself today? Am I caring for myself? Am I honoring myself? I think you do that so beautifully.
Well, thank you. I mean, I do think like we get one shot at this go around.
Yeah.
And one shot at this body. So why wouldn't we treat it the same way we'd treat like a baby, a puppy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, love it. Care for it. Ask it what it needs.
That's
and give that.
Yeah. My body, I love it.
Exactly.
But that's powerful because I think you can have a love-hate relationship with our body.
Absolutely. Like we want it. Again, it comes back to expectations.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We want it to be something else. And when we want something to be something else, we get frustrated.
Yeah.
And we're in the story. But if we just accept it for what it is, and that doesn't mean accepting from a like, oh, it is what it is, like that perspective. It means like, I see you and I love you, like, and looking at all the powerful things it can do.
Yes. And also coming back to what you said at the beginning, like you are perfect where you are right now. You are perfect where you are right now.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean I'm immune from wanting to be further ahead.
Right. Absolutely.
I want it as an athlete. I want to get stronger. I want to be faster.
Yeah.
as a business owner, I want my business to keep building. I want to
Yeah.
change the world. I want to affect more people. I want to serve more people. I want to connect with more people.
Yeah.
I want to keep growing. And so I think there's this balance between like complete presence and growth. Because
Yes.
I love growth. I'm all about
Yeah.
growth.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, like I am right here. And I think in order to grow, we have to accept where we are.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. Because
And the
I
same
think,
goes for healing.
yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want to heal, we have to accept, like so many of us when we're hurt or sick, we're in denial for a while. You know,
Mhm.
even like the person sneezing, no, I don't have a cold. No, I don't have a cold. Like 2 days later, you finally say, yeah, I have a cold.
Yeah.
And then you start to get better.
100%. Yeah. Because you're allowing yourself to be, you have no other choice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to accept that, like, I'm down for the count for like a
Yeah.
second. I need
Yeah.
to take
Yeah.
a moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all we need sometimes, just to like remember, like, be where we are and let
Mm-hmm.
that be okay. And I think that balance piece of being present and also um, wanting to continue to expand, because as consciousness, which is what we essentially are, like that's what we're made to do.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime we stifle that, we feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a saying, one of the IPEC principles is you either grow or die,
Mm,
which sounds so harsh, and yet it's true.
yeah.
Like we're either growing or we're stagnant. And what is stagnant? That's kind of death.
Yeah. Yeah. Because nothing can be birthed from that.
Exactly. And growth it isn't always upward. It isn't always
Yeah.
forward. Sometimes growth is in the stillness.
Yeah. I love
Sometimes
that.
growth feels like going backwards,
Yep.
but it's not.
Thank you for saying that, because I think that's powerful. Sometimes we think that something that's happening is taking us back or out of our path, or we're getting sidestepped over here and it's not where we want to go, or again back to the expectation thing. But it's
Yeah.
like, maybe this is the thing that's going to catapult us forward even further.
Yeah. I mean, I think it can be powerful for all of us to look back like 20 years and be like, did you have any idea you'd be here
Yeah.
where you are today? Like, no. Like, I'm not so sure I thought I'd be on a video call 20 years ago. Like, from a technological
I know.
perspective.
I know. That we'd have computers on our phones.
I know. Yeah, that's wild.
That there wouldn't be pay phones.
We found one at a campground.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, one. We've been to like maybe 50 campgrounds over the last year. We found one in upstate New York. We all stopped.
Magical creature. So one thing, because I could just keep talking to you forever. That would be completely easy to do. But one thing I love from your Instagram posts and your Facebook posts are, every day you do this inconspicuous awesome. What is your inconspicuous awesomeness for today? How did that come about, and how can we cultivate more moments of awesome in our life?
So that came from, like we were talking about earlier, the Advent calendar.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like being really excited to discover what it's going to be each day.
Yes.
Just like knowing that even in the crappiest of crappy days, there's something awesome. What makes this more challenging is it's not always something worth taking a picture of. So like,
because every day you do take a picture. Yeah,
I do,
to capture it.
And sometimes I kind of fake it and I'll take a picture of a flower or something. Yeah, and then write about something else.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like, it's this flower. Okay, I can't really describe what it was, but I'm well aware of what it was. But I really believe, first of all, that every day is a gift. But I believe that first of all, we can train our brains to find the positive, to
Yeah.
find the awesomeness in every day. And it doesn't have to be, as so many people are like, awesomeness, like I got a new bike today. Well, that's not necessarily inconspicuous.
Right.
But what was the little thing today? The little thing
Mm.
that was completely unexpected or even expected, but was just just brought a smile to your face.
Yeah. For
You know,
me, it
it's
would be this conversation.
I know for me, it's going to be this conversation, and I'm already like, I'm going to take a picture of this. Again, this might maybe screenshot your pretty face.
Oh, no, but I love that practice. I think if everyone watching can just, from all the amazing nuggets that you shared, could just take even that practice and to follow you and to watch you share this. Because I look forward to it every day. I'm like, what did she find? What did she see? And even in just watching you share about something or reading about it, it helps me reframe the way that I'm perhaps looking at a situation, and to see the awesome and the beauty and the goodness and the miracle in that. Like there's always a nugget in there.
Always there. I mean, the thing is, like, there is a gift in everything,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and sometimes we have to dig and dig and dig and dig to find it,
Yeah.
depending on where we are. But again, in that presence and openness, it's all around us.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just in the sweet moments. Sometimes I notice people on Instagram will take a picture of something that is clearly inconspicuous awesomeness, and then they'll say, it's the little things. And what I always want to write is, it's always the little things. It's all
Right.
about the little things. Life is the little things.
Yeah.
It's the inconspicuous awesomeness. It is the greatness that is in every single second.
Yeah.
Because even if it's like you tripped, oh my God, but you have a body that was moving. How awesome is that?
Yeah. No, and when I think about that, I always go to this vision, which may sound morbid, but it's really not, of like the last moment of my life. When I do the life review and I do the flashback, what will I see? It's not the things I got. It's not the milestones of what I achieved. It's those little moments with the people that I loved, or the experience of being on this earth, that are going to flash and flood through my mind.
Mm-hmm.
The moments when I was fully present.
Yes.
To really be and live and soak up this experience.
Yeah, for me, it's the moments of connection. The moments like
Yeah.
this, where I feel like connection is when we connect like heart to heart. Like the energy flows both ways. And that's what
Yeah.
this moment feels like.
I know.
Every moment feels like with you. Like this is
Oh,
what we do.
cheers.
I feel like the stream of energy between our hearts, though, like,
Yeah.
if somebody could see that, or somebody could, like, you can't just walk through that. That's a powerful, powerful force that we've got.
Yeah.
And
I feel it.
that's again, like, what I'll be thinking of on my last moments will be the moments of, like, feeling truly seen, and seeing the light and seeing the awesome in other people.
Sister, I love you so much. And I
I love
thank you
you.
for this conversation and for being this magnificent teacher and friend in my life. I'm so grateful for you. Literally,
Goodness.
we've just connected within the year, and it feels like always it does.
I feel like I've known you since I was at least like a toddler. Like it doesn't make sense to me that it's been maybe a year, maybe less than a year.
Yeah. But that's what these sacred connections are. It's just like picking up where we left off somewhere
It
else.
is. It is. Like we were obviously meant to be in each other's lives, and
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that Amber connected us.
I know. Amber, the great connector.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Amber Lillich, for bringing magical people together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just want people to like find you, be able to see and experience you, like your energy, be in your presence, and to work with you, because I know you have a really awesome mastermind coming out. So or people are enrolling in now. So can you just share how people can connect with you and what you're working on?
Sure. My mastermind is for female endurance athletes who want to learn how to make their brains into their secret weapons and fall in love with their sport, their life, their bodies, themselves, just rediscover joy in everything they do. It's going to be a team approach.
Yeah.
I really believe we're all in this together. And I think as women and as female athletes, like we just have this tendency to think we're the only ones going through something.
Yeah.
Which I think it's kind of funny when you step out of it. Like, right. No, we all think this. We all go through moments of this. And by the way, I really believe that none of us have any idea what we're really doing.
100%. Yeah.
So we're all fumbling along. So it's going to be a team approach, involves some teaching. We'll go through mindfulness and energy and tips and tricks, but really just like it's this supportive team.
I love that.
To take our performance and life to the next level and to do it all with love.
That is just a genius approach.
Thank you.
To any sort of, to really anything, but especially for athletes, because I feel like, I'm sure it can get isolating and there's all this competition and judgment that comes up, and just for them to have a community of support and to be able to take their work to another level because they're emotionally, mentally, spiritually connected on a deeper level to themselves.
Yeah.
Just powerful.
How we started out talking about like being completely in your body. If you're completely in your body, you're so much more powerful in everything you do than if your body is just like, if you're more in the story than in your body.
Yeah.
Then you're just not completely there.
Yeah.
I haven't yet come up with the words to really describe that, but just being like all in, wearing your heart on your face.
Yeah. I love that.
So that's my mastermind. It's called the Master Your Mind Mastermind. You can learn all about that on my website, KelseyAbbott.com.
It's gorgeous and so
brand
inspiring
new website.
I go there just for pep talks. Just read it. I'm like, yeah, yes.
Thank you. You can listen to me on the Own Your Awesome podcast. My latest episode 2, is with Meg. And it's awesome. It is so much beautiful. Fun. There's just so many wisdom bombs. It is like, get your journal out or do whatever you got to do. Listen to it over and over again because there is good stuff in there.
We just have fun. And good shit comes out.
Exactly. It's just like, we're so just jamming, and there's some brilliant stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure you're going to have moments when you listen to the podcast, Meg, where you're going to be like, wait, that's me? I said that. That's really brilliant.
Like downloads, channels.
It's good.
Being present. I think it goes back to being present. When you're really there, it's like you're just, this wisdom just flows through you and it's effortless. Absolutely. Just like everything you shared on this conversation, I'm going to be rewinding and taking notes. And I know everyone else will too.
Yeah. And then Instagram, I'm find_your_awesome. And that's where you can find my inconspicuous awesomeness.
It's so good. So good, guys. It's like my go-to every morning.
This is like my Mondays are go-to your card for the week.
Yeah.
After I set my intention, and it always matches perfectly.
Yeah.
Sometimes word for word. And when I get those weird intentions that I have no idea what they mean, like this week, there you are to explain it to me.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy, but it's very awesome.
It kind of freaks me out too, because when I pick the card and it's like, okay. Like sometimes it's like, oh, yep. Mm-hmm, yep. Mm-hmm. Other times I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what this means yet. And you just sit with it and you just kind of let it unfold. And yeah, it always, but I think that again, that just goes back to being present and being receptive. Mm-hmm. And also just the question I always ask is, you know, what does the world need today? And that's just what always comes through. So I just trust it, which is,
and
brilliant.
I think that that's magical. And that goes into that leaning into uncertainty and leaping, is that like kind of hearing something, getting this download, getting this message and trusting it. And that's the same as leaping. That's just like I picture it as like, yeah, we'll see what happens with this.
Right. Yeah.
And that's just how it is. I mean, that's the way it is at the start of a like, you know, I have a hard workout ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I have no idea if I'm going to do this. Like, if I can do this, let's find out.
I love that. That's going to be my my starting line from where I start.
Yeah, I believe in leading with curiosity and courage. Again, the scavenger hunt, the advent calendar. Just like, we have no idea what's around the next corner.
Yeah.
So we might as well go peek. We don't need to know what's there before we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking literal corners and dark alleys, please use caution.
But I think it also goes back to what you said about being pulled.
Mm-hmm.
You're being pulled for a reason. There's a soul calling that's pulling you towards that thing. So your soul isn't wrong.
It's true.
So
and I don't need to know why.
Right.
I don't need to know the final destination.
Yes.
And I really, truly have no idea what the final destination is.
Right. Because I don't think, even if you knew the why, I don't think you'd even know the impact. Same with if you going to North Carolina for that healing, you're like, oh, you're going there for this healing session. Would that mean as much as just like, okay, well, I mean, that's cool, but I can get a healing session anywhere. This is like, you were just in being open, you were able to receive why you were there. Absolutely.
And frankly, it's more fun to discover it. And I laugh out loud at the universe so many times. I'm like, oh, gotcha. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Yeah. It's always working on our behalf. Always.
Always. Sometimes made blatantly obvious. Sometimes not so much.
Yeah. There's a delayed
sometimes there's some humor and some sass.
Yep.
Not so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You talk about, in our podcast, you talk about the sass of Archangel Michael.
Oh, so sassy.
100%.
He is just, he's like that sassy sister that just whips me back in like, oh, yeah, you're right. I gotcha.
Yep.
All done with love, of course.
Of course.
Kelsey.
Meg.
Thank you so much for sharing your heart, your wisdom, for seeing all of us, and for being so courageous to leap and to play and to be curious and to own your awesome every day, because it inspires us to do the same.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again for seeing me. Thank you for inviting me in this magical moment. And thank you for being just such a powerful force of love and magic and sharing it with the world.
Thank you.
You make a difference, a huge impact on this world. And I'm so grateful that you're in my life.
Likewise. And I received that. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love fest over here, guys. Seriously, check out Kelsey. You are one of my mentors and teachers and wisdom leaders. And
you are mine.
And it's an honor and a pleasure. Everyone go out and find your awesome today and play, have fun, enjoy this life experience, because this moment is magical and it's waiting for you.
It is. Go get it.
Get it. Bye, guys.